The president is working with governors to immediately deploy troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. The White House says it's necessary to stop the influx of illegal immigrants, drugs, and violent gang members into the country. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are concerned with the proposal. White House correspondent Mark Irons reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen says border security is national security. She briefed reporters at the White House before Press Secretary Sarah Sanders told me the cost of deploying the National Guard does not concern the president. He's standing by his plan.
Until we can have a wall and proper security, we're going to be guarding our border with the military.
Without congressional approval, federal law prohibits the use of active duty service members from providing law enforcement inside the U.S., so the White House says Trump will mobilize the National Guard.
This threatens not only the safety of our communities and children, but also our very rule of law, on which, as you know, our country was founded. It's time to act.
The president sees it as a temporary solution, but Republican Representative Francis Rooney from Florida says deploying troops to the border makes him uncomfortable.
Creating the possibility for an increase in violence and an escalation of the conflict. I mean, these people should be stopped at the border and vetted out, just the normal process. And we should have plenty of agents down there to do that.
Representative Ruben Gallego, a Democrat from Arizona, says the price of the president's plan takes money from those in need, like the veterans Trump promised to help. He tweets, "Using the National Guard to do border security is very expensive. For what it would cost the Guard to make just 2 arrests at the border, we could give a homeless veteran permanent housing for an entire year."
Sarah, thank you. Arizona Congressman Ruben Gallego tweeted, "Using the National Guard to do border security is very expensive. For what it would cost the Guard to make just 2 arrests at the border, we could give a homeless veteran permanent housing for an entire year." What's your response, and how concerned is the president with the cost of sending military?
I don't think you can put a cost on American life. The president sees securing the border as national security issue and protecting Americans. If that congressman's so concerned, maybe he ought to show up and actually support legislation that would fix these problems instead of blaming the president, who's actually trying to do something about it. We'd like to see him work with us in partnership and actually do something instead of just complain about it.
It won't be the first time the White House has sent military to the U.S.-Mexico border. President Barack Obama sent about 1,200 National Guard troops in 2010 to fight drug smuggling and illegal immigration. Lauren?
White House correspondent Mark Irons mixing it up in the briefing room. Thank you, Mark.